Is giving driven by heart or ego? Is it genuine altruism or a sophisticated way to build a personal brand and tax breaks? Philanthropy, the love of humanity, has long been lauded as one of society's noblest pursuits. But beneath the polished veneer of charitable giving, a complex web of motivations often lies hidden. From the ancient notion of noblesse oblige to the modern-day celebrity endorsement of a cause, the lines between selfless contribution and strategic self-interest can blur dramatically. This documentary delves into the heart of it all, questioning the true essence of philanthropic endeavors in the 21st century. For centuries, the wealthy have poured their fortunes into causes they deemed worthy. Figures like Andrew Carnegie, who famously stated, "The man who dies thus rich dies disgraced," channeled his immense steel fortune into public works. By 1919, he had funded over 2,500 libraries across the English-speaking world. John D. Rockefeller, the oil magnate, established the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research and the General Education Board, profoundly impacting scientific advancement and education. These titans of industry presented their giving as a civic duty, a way to use their wealth for the betterment of society, often shaping the very cities and institutions we know today. Jump to the present day, and the landscape of philanthropy has evolved dramatically. The scale of giving is unprecedented. In 2022 alone, according to Giving USA, Americans donated over $499 billion. Foundations, once niche entities, now manage vast sums, wielding significant influence. But with this growth comes new questions. Are these vast sums truly addressing root causes, or are they becoming a sophisticated mechanism for influence, reputation management, and yes, significant tax advantages? We see a shift from benevolent patronage to what some call strategic philanthropy, where impact is measured with metrics and the giver's brand is as important as the gift. It's a complex dance, explains Dr. Eleanor Vance, a sociologist at Metropolitan University. Philanthropy can be a genuine force for good, addressing critical needs that government or market forces cannot. However, we must acknowledge the inherent power imbalance. The donor, often a titan of industry or finance, unilaterally decides where and how vast sums are allocated. This concentration of decision-making power, while well-intentioned, can sometimes reinforce existing inequalities or overlook the voices of those most affected by the issues they seek to solve. Transparency and accountability are paramount, but often elusive. The rise of Silicon Valley has injected a new brand of philanthropy into the mix. Tech moguls, often individuals who disrupted traditional industries, now apply a move fast and break things mentality to social problems. Think of Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan's Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, pledging $3 billion to science in 2016, or the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's Global Health Initiatives. These ventures are often characterized by ambitious, large-scale, and data-driven approaches. The stated goal is measurable impact, but the sheer scale of these endowments also brings immense influence and a powerful public narrative of benevolent innovation. This vast wealth, however, can create a stark disconnect. While billions are pledged, images of global poverty, lack of access to clean water, and inadequate education persist. Celebrities and billionaires often become the public face of these causes, lending their star power to raise awareness and funds. But are they truly understanding or addressing the root causes? Or are they merely applying a gilded bandage. The media coverage often focuses on the celebrity's involvement, sometimes overshadowing the actual work on the ground and the voices of the people the philanthropy aims to serve. It begs the question, is the focus on the problem or on the problem solver's public image? "I've seen it from the inside," says Mark Jenkins, who spent 15 years as a program director for a major philanthropic foundation. There's immense pressure to produce visible results, to make a splash. Sometimes that means funding projects that are glamorous and easily marketable, rather than those addressing complex, systemic issues that might not yield quick returns. The philanthropic advisory boards, the annual reports, the gala dinners, they all become part of a performative aspect. It's about showing that money is being spent and that the benefactors are making a difference, even if the true impact is harder to quantify or is actually marginal. Beyond the altruistic impulses, the financial incentives for philanthropy are undeniable, particularly for the ultra-wealthy and large corporations. Charitable donations are tax-deductible, significantly reducing an individual's or company's tax burden. Establishing private foundations allows for perpetual control over vast sums of money, often with preferential tax treatment. For instance, individuals can often deduct up to 30% of their adjusted gross income for contributions to public charities. This makes philanthropy not just a charitable act, but a sophisticated financial planning tool, allowing donors to influence policy, gain public recognition, and retain control over their legacy, all while reducing their tax liabilities. However, not all philanthropy fits the grand narrative of billionaire benefactors. Grassroots movements and local community foundations often demonstrate a different, perhaps purer, form of giving. Take, for instance, the Give Directly model, which provides unrestricted cash transfers directly to individuals in extreme poverty, allowing them to decide their own needs. Or consider local efforts like the Mayor's Fund for Homelessness in cities across America, where the focus is on direct, immediate, and community-driven solutions. These often operate with far less fanfare, but can foster a stronger sense of local ownership and more efficient resource allocation, directly empowering the recipients. Philanthropy can be a lifeline, absolutely, states Maya Sharma, a prominent social justice advocate. But what we often see are wealthy individuals funding solutions to problems that their own industries or the economic systems they benefit from may have helped create. It's like putting out fires without addressing the arsonist. True systemic change requires empowering marginalized communities to lead the process, not just be recipients of dictated solutions. We need philanthropy that is not about doing for, but doing with, fostering true partnerships and relinquishing some control to those most impacted by injustice. The narrative needs to shift from the donor as savior to the community as the protagonist. The arts and cultural sector also heavily relies on philanthropic support. Vast museum wings, concert halls, and educational programs bear the names of generous donors, a testament to their significant contributions. Figures like J. Paul Getty, whose immense fortune funded the Getty Museum, and Eli Broad, whose foundation supports arts education and museums, are prime examples. But we must also consider the artists themselves, often working on shoestring budgets, their creative outputs dependent on the largesse of patrons whose tastes and priorities might shape artistic expression. Is it about preserving culture for all, or about elite institutions curating culture in their own image? Increasingly, we see collaborations between corporations and non-profits, often termed impact investing or corporate social responsibility. These partnerships aim for mutual benefit. Corporations gain positive public relations and employee engagement, while non-profits gain crucial funding and resources. A prime example is Patagonia's long-standing environmental activism, demonstrating how a for-profit company can embed philanthropy into its core mission and supply chain. While these initiatives can yield tangible positive outcomes, the underlying motive for the corporation often includes enhancing brand reputation and attracting a socially conscious consumer base, creating a symbiotic, albeit sometimes complex, relationship.
So, where does this leave us?
The art of philanthropy remains a potent force, capable of profound good, driving innovation and addressing suffering on a global scale. Yet the question of motive persists. Is it solely the pure, ethereal love of humanity, or is it intertwined with the very human desires for legacy, influence, social status, and financial prudence? The line between strategic giving and an ego trip is often fine, and perhaps in some instances, it doesn't matter what the motive is, as long as the positive impact is real and tangible for those who need it most. The conversation, however, must continue. The pursuit of a better world through giving is complex, filled with both noble intentions and the inevitable entanglements of personal ambition and societal structures. As recipients, donors, and observers, engaging critically with the motives and impacts of philanthropy is crucial. It ensures that this powerful tool serves humanity effectively and equitably, moving beyond mere gestures towards genuine, sustainable, and transformative change. Thank you for watching. For more information on responsible giving and charitable impact, please visit the resources listed below. True giving amplifies humanity, or merely shadows it.